It is your image, and welcome to another week of a serious dialogue on the issues of Russia-Ukraine war. What are the consequences to the world? I still have on set Mr. Idiaino. Of course, you all know him, but for introduction purposes, he's a man, a deep thinker, a creative analyst, and a veteran broadcaster. You're welcome, sir.
Thanks for having me.
I also have Mr. Alali Konshotunde, a planning officer, a researcher, and works with the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Thank you for being with us once again.
It's a privilege for me to be here again. Thank you.
Dr. Klawole Amos is an expert in international relations, and of course a mass communicator, a veteran manager in the academic affairs. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you for the invitation.
A veteran teacher.
A veteran teacher. Okay, I never knew that. Well, thank you so much, sir. Now, last week, we forayed into the issues of the consequences, that is, looking back at how it's going to affect.
It should have been an opportunity. A lot of European countries are now saying they do not want to trade with Russia. And we know Russia produces, Russia is the second largest producer of oil. So Nigeria should have come into the picture right away. But the problem is a country that has not even fulfilled its OPEC quota, a country that keeps talking about crude oil theft every day, a country that is unable to refine its own products and depends largely on Ukraine and Russia for its oil refined products imports or importation. Then the problem is we're not ready to take up the. I was also informed that America, maybe you cannot totally rely on social media reports, but the point was that America was trying to see if Nigeria could take up that responsibility of providing gas for the gas needs of the world. But the foreign affairs minister, the minister in charge of Sealand, was saying he was not in the know. So these are opportunities that Nigeria could take up, but unfortunately, we are not prepared.
Thank you very much. Well, Atlanta researchers are creative solution providers.
Yeah.
Mr.
The truth of the matter is that the war has provided good opportunity for Nigeria. It is just unfortunate.
So
that
how good?
Thank you very much. I was reliably informed, and I'm informed that the war has provided a good opportunity for Nigeria to establish good relationship with America by taking the opportunity, the space, the loophole created by the strained Russia-US relationship presently. Unfortunately, Nigeria has non-alignment policy. We don't want to be Mr. A's friend to the detriment of the interests of.
Is it not better?
And of course, you will agree with me, like I told a friend not too long ago, that when you have two devils, you say America too has American interest. And I say when you have two devils and one behaves better than the other, I think the wisest thing is to go for the one that will pay you. To be specific, we are saying that yes, America is trying to be father to everybody because of its own interest. Yes, if America's interest will take care of other people's interest, and somebody at the other end is saying it is only me and me. If American interest will take care of Nigerian interest by accommodating more Nigerians than any other, no other country in the whole world takes more Nigerians than America, particularly foreign students who go from Nigeria to such country. They are given scholarship on an annual basis. They are given tourist visa on regular basis. No other country does that, apart from probably UK. So if that is the case, and the same country is saying, bring your gas, bring your crude oil you want to buy, even though it is for keeps, but at least for economic reasons, and it is rational to take such opportunity to establish a long-lasting relationship with a country you know will always take care of you in times of trouble as soon as you become an ally. But some people will say, no, it is American interest. They will prefer to go to, I don't want to go religious now, go to one Islamic bank to go and borrow money, go to China Exim Bank to go and borrow money, than go to America that you are sure of will take your best of interest to heart. What am I saying? For economic reasons, America has been kind to Nigeria. Yes, America may not be direct in approach because it is all about diplomacy. America may not be direct, but there has been moves to ensure that the benefit accrues to us. Unfortunately, Nigeria does not have record of the number of crude we produce on a daily basis. Even the OPEC quota, we are able to get what we are giving to OPEC because OPEC will always announce it. That is why we have the actual topic for another day. But the issue is that the hand of fellowship has been extended to us, particularly on economic front, which will snowball into better relationship and better opportunity for Nigeria.
Thank you very much. I do not want to say that you love America so much. Ediano, your perspective on this issue. Critically, what gains or opportunities do we have with this war situation?
Now, let's look at the economic dynamics, for even Europe itself. Germany is the fourth biggest economy in the whole world. But Germany has problem with gas. And there is this Nord Stream 2, that Russia is, pioneer, is trying to use, to help Germany and some other European countries. But unfortunately, this one puts paid to that. One, apart from the fact that they are not even taking gas again, they are not taking their gas, they are not taking their oil, they are not taking their coal. And so, America, even at a point in time, sent to Saudi Arabia to say, please, you have the opportunity to produce more. But because of the relationship between Saudi Arabia and Russia, they refused. Because, when you talk in terms of relationship, just like you are expecting Iran, the relationship between Iran and America is even on the rough side. So, we should have taken that opportunity. Nigeria should have taken that opportunity, but we cannot even do it because we are not even producing enough. Although some people will talk about Niger Delta, bombing of pipelines and what have you. But the fact remains that for now, even the 1.78 million liters that they give us as the OPEC quota, we are not meeting it. And don't forget that right from inception, we have been flaring our gas, and there have been so many laws.
So what benefit do we have?
So yes, the benefit is we should have taken the opportunity of this gas thing, but we are flaring it. Even when there is a law that if you flare, you have to pay some amount of money. Those IOS, international company, or IOCs, they are not even paying the money, and they are continuing. It is it's calamitous that up till now we are still flaring the gas. This is an opportunity. For instance, the gas I bought yesterday was 8,500 naira for 12 kg. It shouldn't be so in a country that is flaring gas. So unfortunately, there are so many opportunities that we have that we cannot tap into now because of our own dereliction of duty, because of our own inefficiency, which is writ large. I mean, my brother Shotiri mentioned it. Up to tomorrow, we don't even know the amount of crude that goes out. That is the truth. For instance, even the UBA chairman, Tony Ilumelu, 4 days ago, mentioned it. He mentioned Bonny Light, that the Bonny Terminal. Bonny Terminal ordinarily should be giving us about 200,000 liters, but it's giving us 30 liters because 30,000 because people are stealing it. So all these are opportunities that we are talking about cannot come to Nigeria because we are not. We have messed up virtually everything. So I'm not seeing us taking any advantage.
Okay, economically, if we are not taking advantage of that, yes. Okay, technology-wise, where are we? Is there a threat?
Well, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
because most of the technologies we use in Nigeria, they are imported. Ordinary software, we import.
Yeah.
Equipment, we import. We don't have factories in Nigeria that produce ordinary software. We import everything. In Nigeria, we are more comfortable with importation than local production. Therefore, those who supplied such technologies and equipment will find a way of eroding it, of reducing the efficiency. Sometimes it is cyber attack. I learned recently that a move was made from one of the Western countries to attack Russia. Russia too is planning allegedly to attack, to plan a reprisal attack. What are we saying? In Nigeria, we don't have any technology. Most of our technologies are imported. Those who imported them will have got the code, the pin, the moves that will make it ineffective. And of course, when there are such attacks, equipment will not work, things will not go well, and the whole country will be in danger. It is my dream that Nigeria, that is so blessed with people with brain, will take advantage of our human capital and ensure that those things that we have capacity to produce are not imported. That is where the issue is. We have the capacity to produce locally, but it begins with production of electricity. When that is done, foreign investors will come and local production will increase. Otherwise, we'll keep importing technology. And of course, the originality and the trademark of such technologies imported will remain with the original owner. For as long as they are imported, they still have the ownership, the trademark, as well as the capacity to attack such technologies.
Thank you very much. Dr. Amos, I was watching a video clip, and America was warning companies and some technology-based organizations that they should sit tight and make sure that they screw up the system because of a cyber attack from Russia. Are we prepared in Nigeria?
It's so obvious that we lack the capacity to be prepared for eventualities. If, for instance, America could be talking about Russia attacking them during the first elections that brought in Trump,
yeah.
With their level of technological improvement, advancement. So what do we say of Nigeria? That, like my brother has actually said, that doesn't have the capacity to produce even a pin. So these are issues.
No, I don't believe that we don't have the capacity to produce anything.
We have seen, it's quite obvious that we are not doing anything. We rely solely on importation of ordinary things that should be produced in Nigeria.
But we remember in Revolt, there's a company that is already producing a armor tank. Are we not advancing?
Producing or assembling?
What are producing?
How well have they even assembled it? In those days when we were growing up, we had all these automobile companies.
They were here.
They were here.
Kaduna, Lagos.
Kaduna, Lagos, everywhere. They should have given us the leverage to develop technologically. But today, where are they? They have moved out of the country.
Dunlop Chairman was in Nigeria.
So we do not have the wherewithal to develop this. And that means if China, Russia comes calling today in terms of cyber attack, we'll be left naked.
Can we be that? No, can it be that bad?
No, the problem is this.
We are vulnerable.
If you take the statistics of our young men in Nigeria, most of them are technologically savvy.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. And there are so many of them. In fact, some of them even
developing software
and what have you. But where is the leadership? every year, India sends 700 engineers, to Europe and America, to go and learn something new. But here we are, our engineers are there. Even the technical part of it, we are even discouraging technical colleges. We are discouraging polytechnics and what have you. And those are the areas that can bring up all these the things we are talking about. So there is no plan. So until we get a leader that appreciates the importance of technology, to mankind, to Nigeria in particular, and to 21st century, that is the way to go. That's the reason why some of these countries, look at even the Zelensky we've been talking about, the Ukrainian man. He is a leader indeed. He actually, the man did not run away. He always in the forefront. And in fact, even before Russians came in, he prepared for them because he knew they were massing and they were going to come in. So they prepared some booby traps, and honestly, they shut down. Yes, I know NATO and Europe are helping them, but the will is there. We don't have people who have the will to move this country forward. But 2023 is around the corner.
On leadership style, what lessons have we learned from this current situation?
Thank you very much.
There have been positive and bad leadership. So which one?
Well, from this current scenario, we have learned from the part of Zelensky that it is better to die in your land than to be taken away like a slave. Zelensky is not operating in a big country. Apparently, a country that is a little bit ahead of Nigeria. Not in terms of capacity, human capacity now. Even in terms of technology, it isn't that Ukraine is that up there. I'm aware, I'm not just informed, I'm aware that their medical school is not better than any in Nigeria. Thank you very much, because it is easy to get admission there. Most of our students who go there will still come back for training, FMC Abeokuta. I can tell you that authoritatively. Ukraine is not so much ahead of Nigeria.
Some of them even find it difficult to pass.
When they come here, we train them and train them before they pass our exam locally. But what I'm saying is that a good leader who is planning for a country, and when you will see bad leadership, it could be a function of followership too. So I will balance it up. For Nigeria, our leaders have not realized what it means to govern a country. I have no apology to any political party or any individual. But for us to have had democracy in the last 19, 18 years without a stable power supply is an indication of cluelessness on the part of anybody and everybody that has ruled. I don't care what excuse anybody gives. If Paul plants and Apollo water, like the biblical saying, Nigeria will have had stable electricity. We have not had anything. We have a leader who refused to apportion blame to anybody. At a point, all he had on him was just a singlet. He addressed United Nations with singlet. He did not dress like Olale Konshotunde did today. That's to tell you that he rolled off his sleeves and he was prepared for war. To the extent that volunteers, people like Klitschko brothers, and every other person said they were ready to die for the country.
That was patriotism.
Hello, Nigeria.
At the highest level.
Hello, Nigerians. How many of us can die for Nigeria today?
That's the truth.
I'm talking to Nigerians. How many of us can die for Nigeria as it is today? It is because we don't see our leaders as people who have done enough for us to die for Nigeria. I am saying that our leaders need to learn patriotism. We followers too need to learn to love our country. I pray Nigeria gets there soon.
Amen. Dr. Amos, when you look at the level of destruction that we have witnessed in Ukraine, how much of rehabilitation and rebuilding do you think would take to have a new Ukraine?
That's a question that cannot be answered by anybody. Because that destruction continues. But one thing that I'm happy with is that these people are resolute. They are ready to die for the love of fatherland. And that is what is more important to me than any other thing that is happening right now. And I think he has actually said it. It is because of the kind of leader that he have, the way he has mobilized his people, the way he has even mobilized the whole world. Look at the way he's been addressing, talking to different groups, talking to different countries. Do we have that kind of leader in Africa? Not to talk of Nigeria.
You're talking about the courage?
The courage he has displayed. So I think on the whole, we need a leader who will show to the people that no matter what happens, a lot of African leaders would have run away.
Sure.
By now, they would have left the country. He's still there, and he's still on the move. So these are things that we need to learn. It is not just about the destruction, because that economy is battered already. It will take years to rebuild that nation. But because of the courage displayed, I think it's just a question of time. They will come back.
Yeah, they will come back. Mr.
My only worry is, if you look at the trajectory of leaders, especially in Europe, especially in America, is each time you have a Republican head, head of state or president, that they fight wars. Look at Gulf War, look at Iraq and all that. And we're just lucky that it wasn't during the period of Trump.
Exactly.
But he even said it, that if he were in there, he would have even gone to the territory of Russia and be disturbing the place and all that. So let's just thank God that it's Biden that is here now, and that with the diplomacy going on, peace, because they are trying to ensure that Putin is
but
really...
Biden is being tagged as a...
Yes, but well, he is a Democrat, and they are very methodical in their operation. If you look at the way they have handled issues in the past, yes, they are very methodical, and they are going gradually. I think they will bring Putin back to NATO, but although he is desperate, because he knows that he thought it could be done within 5 days. Exactly. But now this is the third week.
It's obvious that,
and it's obvious that it's being resisted, and the whole world is backing, Zelensky, and Ukraine.
Thank you very much. Let's just hope things will get better. Thank you so much, sir. Do you see, as a visionary, do you see any internal revolt in Russia?
I don't see that happening immediately because of the trend of events in the last decade. Let me remind us that in the last decade, Russia has not experienced meaningful democracy. I will remind you. Leadership of Russia has been rotated between himself and his brother friend, Medvedev, Dmitry Medvedev. They have rotated the position, and they have silenced opposition permanently.
Okay, how permanent can that be?
Well, apparently, for as long as he is in power, because the last man that revolted got contaminated before he was flown to Germany, and he died in the process.
Okay, thank you so much. Dr. Amos, your last shot.
Still talking about the question you asked, I think it's a question of time. Okay. The economy will become battered. People will start, just like what led to this disintegration of the Soviet Union. When people begin to live in abject poverty, there will be revolution. People will agitate.
Well, people will agitate. Let's not allow things to go that bad before we understand humanity.
They are already agitating, but it's only stopping there. People are on the streets.
Yes, already.
This is where we're going to end this interesting discourse. We pray that come next week, there will have been a solution to this crisis, that we will not have a third world war. So join us in prayers so that we can have a peaceful world. Until next week.
OneXBet.